Hey, what's up guys? I'm standing here in one of our most recently finished shops. You've probably already seen this video on YouTube. I did a quick time-lapse video showing this shop being built from start to finish. And I just came back, went ahead and put some window trims in, and I got to look at the concrete. Customer got the concrete poured, he got the garage doors in, and I thought I would show you real quickly how this turned out and how the concrete was done. And so hopefully that process makes sense, because I get a lot of those questions, and I just wanted to take a couple minutes to show you guys how concrete is poured in all of our shops. So the first thing you'll notice is this was the vapor barrier that we put in the wall. And what the customer was able to do is we have it run a little bit long, so then they can come and they can fold it up onto the wall and just tack it up with a staple or whatever. But what that allows them is, you can see down here, and let me get that a little brighter. You can see, here's our base trim. That is what we shoot with a laser when we come and do our interior. We shoot the base trim with a laser. Then when the walls are done, the customer can flap up the plastic vapor barrier that we use. It covers this piece of trim, and when they go and pour their concrete all the way out to that wall, that grade board, that base trim that we put here, they can just cut this off now and it'll be perfectly clean. So no splatter up here on the wall. So I know I got a lot of those types of questions, is that's all gonna be ruined as soon as they pour concrete. Now this was just poured, it's still really wet, it's green, but now you can kind of get an idea. I don't like the concrete to be poured to the outside wall. We've got that cavity that I talked about back in that insulation video, and now it maybe makes sense. This concrete is encapsulated and floating within the walls of the building. And by doing that, this is truly a floating slab, and it's not restricted and tied around every column or out underneath the wall. We've got that insulation down in the wall cavity, and this slab is just floating. You can see we got a dehumidifier pulling all this moisture out of this air in this concrete that's getting cured, and pretty cool. Here in this shop, customer opted for a radiant tube heater. You've seen those in probably some of our other builds. It's a super efficient, cost-effective way to heat this shop. It's basically gonna act the same way as a radiant floor. It's gonna heat up the objects in the room. So when you open that door and all that cold air comes in, it actually is gonna meet all those warm objects, and it's gonna keep the space a lot warmer than if you were just doing a forced air solution in the building. Because if you're doing forced air, it doesn't really heat the objects, it just heats the air. And as soon as you open a garage door and all that cold air rushes in, your warm air rushes out, that furnace is gonna have to kick on and heat up the air again. Versus a tube heater or a radiant floor heater, it's radiating and heating objects that stay warm for a lot longer than the air stays warm when you open that door. So I really like those options. Now here you can see how we trim out our windows, our doors. We use a nice pine, kind of matches the plywood, and I don't know exactly what the customer is gonna do here on this interior, but it looks sharp regardless. That's kind of bright, might have to darken that up a little. And over here you can see the windows. They're gonna be framing a bathroom in over here. Looking good. I didn't do that work, but looks good. And here we got the windows, same sort of thing. I build these all in my shop prior to even bringing them out. That way I can pocket screw these miters together. I pocket screw the jambs together, and I glue everything. That way everything is nice and tight. Out here in this unforgiving, post frame world, you never know if the customer is gonna really heat and cool and efficiently condition the space. So I like to take as much precautions as possible. This is a super new shop. Customer hasn't finished anything in here, but it really looks good. It looks great from the outside. I'll be back most likely in the next few weeks. We're gonna do a little bit of work on the house that we attached to, so maybe I'll get some even further finished pics. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully that made sense with the concrete. I know it's not a super in-depth video. I wasn't here while they poured the concrete, but maybe I can do that in one of the future videos. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for future content where I show you guys kind of the behind the scenes, the how-tos, the tips and tricks to not only the post frame community, but also any other trade specific things you might want want to see. Feel free to leave me a comment down below and maybe talk to me about what you're looking for, what kind of videos you might want to see, or what ideas, tips, tricks, or knowledge you're looking for me to share, and I'll do the best I can. And we'll see you guys on the next video. So thanks a lot.